Oh man, my fucking God, man. All the way from Oakland, California, man. Cookie Money is back on Say Cheese, man. How you doing?
What it do with my boy, man? My favorite channel in the world. You already know. I
My
remember you
God,
had
man.
5,000 followers.
My favorite Oakland rapper, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you been?
Man, I've been great, man. So, and a lot of people they've been demanding you, they've been begging me to get you back on the channel.
For real?
Yeah, you dropped a lot of gems on the first joint.
And I'm a gym dropper. That was my whole. That's my whole existence.
For sure. Yeah, a lot of people, they was just like, man, we gotta have him back. He was talking that shit. Like, he motivates me. A
Yeah.
lot of people were saying that. You get them DMs a lot?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I be like, and them the ones I respond to the most. You know what I'm saying? Because I be going through that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People want to commit suicide. People losing their parents. People in the street. Damn near everything a motherfucker been through. I've been through. I got a story
Yeah.
for it. So shit. It's like I went through that shit so I can like have a testimony.
And your flex is different too. You don't, nowadays, a lot of cats want to pull out 100 grand on the gram, or, they advance money from labels, and your flex is a little bit more subtle. You don't really do all that, but people still feel it. You know what I mean?
I mean, you don't think I used to?
I mean, I don't think when I go on your page, I don't see it. Maybe you did before.
Yeah, I feel like I matured. I think I put out my first tape like at 2015. So I'm just maturing. I start seeing how much my wardrobe bill was when I actually started paying taxes, because I wanted to get into real estate. So I wanted to legitimize my company. So like when you start breaking down what you're spending and what you're spending it on, it look a lot different on paper. So
Right.
I went like a whole year saying that I wasn't gonna spend money on certain things and invest it in different things. So
Right.
I stopped buying like the latest jewelry and the latest clothes and shit, because I started focusing on things that'll make my money work for me.
Yeah. I remember in the last interview I asked you, I said, is jewelry a waste of money? And you said, nah. You was like, it's like, walking advertisement.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
still feel that way?
Yeah. And then like gold, I mean, it depends on what jewelry you buy, what jeweler you buy from. If you got a legitimate jeweler, then actually it should appreciate, you know what I'm saying, the value of it. You can get it insured and shit. So I don't think it's a bad investment. It's something that you can get a return from. Anything that you can get a return from is a good investment.
Name that certain piece of jewelry that's a good investment.
Watches. If you're just looking for somewhere to hold your money, a plain watch is something that you can damn near get the same amount that you paid for it or more. If it's like a Rolex, presidential or something like that.
Yeah. Not the bust down.
I mean, the bust down, you can sell it too. It's not like when people say it's a waste of money. If you buy a $80,000 bust down watch, there's no way in the world nobody gonna give you 20,000 for it unless you're just stupid. And even if you get 20,000 for it, you wore it. You know what I'm saying? If you're stupid, you still got something back.
Right. Gold or silver?
Gold. I never really thought of silver. It takes a lot to make certain money. That's why people pick gold. You need a lot more weight.
Gold or diamonds?
Gold is better than diamonds, because there's a lot of trickery in the diamonds right now. I've been paying attention to the new wave of diamonds. That's why I really ain't been into the new wave, because you heard about the moissanite and shit like that, the things that pass the diamond test. I was wondering how everybody had all these chains, you know what I'm saying? And I was wondering where all these diamonds coming from. It's kind of like chickens. Everybody eat chicken wings. I don't even think that many chickens die in the world. You think about that?
Wait. So you think a lot of these diamonds are lab diamonds? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, it was like it came out. They said it was like 80% of the new jewelry that was out during that time. It was like, and you could kind of tell, like when it's real, like it's kind of too shiny. you
Yeah.
know, and then like after a while, it don't look the same.
I'm gonna look into that. That sounds like an interesting say cheese post, and I'll credit you for that too. Uh, have you ever been finessed? Because when I go in a jewelry store, I be thinking that I just be feeling like they always getting over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like if you don't have a reputable jeweler, I feel like I never heard nobody in the street say they don't got VSs. And it's no way that everybody in the world got VSs and all the other stones is just sitting somewhere else, you know?
Mm.
So I done been in a jeweler with seeing people come in and say, man, I just want my shit shining. They not necessarily know diamonds got a grade color, you know, they got a letter HIG, you know, they got clarity SI1, SI2, VS1, VS2, then it goes to VVSs, and some of them be mixed, you know, with SI. You know, they have some SI diamonds that shine like a VS diamond. And I don't think 99% of these hood dudes, including me, didn't do their research.
Mm. So before you didn't really you thought you was wearing VVS, but it really wasn't.
Yeah.
Now that you know, can you eyeball lab diamonds?
Yeah. They like real, they kind of look real Jimmy. You know, like how Jim looks. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I go to Icy Fresh, and on the back of all my jewelry, they actually engrave the quality diamonds in there. So in my chains,
Okay.
it say VS plus, and I don't think Ben Baller talk a lot of shit. I don't think he would put that stamp on there and then somebody bust him out.
Yeah.
So I felt more
And
comfortable dealing with them.
that's based in LA?
Yeah.
How much do you think that's worth right there?
You know, I don't say no numbers. All the say
It,
cheese people know I don't say no numbers.
is there a reason for that?
I don't know. Might be. But this shit, you
Okay.
know, this shit is gifts.
Hey, that's a new one. I'm gonna use that for sure. I'm gonna
What?
use that. Man, Oakland right now is crazy. You know, we post news every day, and I see a lot of different things in Oakland, man, with robberies and carjackings. That shit like the real GTA right now.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I think that's all around the world right now. You know, we're in a recession.
Yeah, but Oakland is just maybe it's hitting the media a little harder, but Oakland, New Orleans, uh,
Our police chief just got fired, so the police department kind of haywire right now. So that, you know, that gives a lot of leeway for crime right now.
yeah. You know, on the news last month, it was 5 young kids who went in a corner store and they robbed them. It was everywhere online. I know
Oh
we
yeah, I
posted
seen
it.
that. It was like at a cell phone
Yeah, it was
store or
yeah, it
something.
was in West Oakland.
Yeah, he asked for some backwoods and he wanted his
Hmm.
ID. Yeah.
When you see that, what was the first thing you thought when you seen that?
The first thing I seen when I seen that was, I mean, the first thing I thought was when I seen the little dude grab the gun from the other little dude, I want to get 15 years too. I was like, that was the craziest shit in the world, man. That, I don't know how he's gonna explain that in court. They on
Man, no
camera,
mask.
no mask. I think, I don't know. I don't really, I think I'm kind of detached from the streets right now because I'm starting to not understand it. You feel what I'm saying? Like the amount of time that you would get for doing something like that for like a couple $100, I don't think that's like street smart at all.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of, we got to start putting like labeling like street shit, you know, how everybody talk about ratting and then like just crazy shit. We gotta like black people, like how white people shoot up schools. We gotta
Yeah.
start putting shit like that in that category.
Absolutely.
That's not the streets. You get what I'm saying? That's
Absolutely.
probably some real, you know, and I feel for them dudes, some emotional, you know, young black men dealing with
Peer
society,
pressure.
peer pressure, you know, no parents, you know what I mean? They probably too young to be smoking. I understand people smoke with stress. It ain't a cool thing, you know, for our culture. Most of
Yeah.
us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We know the California gun laws are pretty crazy. That was armed robbery on camera. Uh, what you said? 15 years is looking like?
I mean, out in Cali, you get 5 just for the gun. and then robbery, and then if more than 3 people, they can say that's a gang. California got gang enhancement, and that's 10 years extra for every charge.
Yeah. On the news it said that they probably got away with around $2,000 to $3,000. I mean, it was 5 of them. So splitting that, you still not. That's come on, man.
Like I said, I don't think the money was the motive. You know what I'm saying? I'll be looking at these kids like that's almost like a cry for help. You know what I'm saying? If you that frustrated over somebody telling you, I want an ID. I've been in the streets before, and I done been in the store. I get turned down. I just turn around. If I'm younger, I go outside and say, "Hey, OG, can you go give me some backwoods?" You know what I'm saying? I give you $1, I give you 2. It's other ways to do things. That's why I said I don't want the other little kids looking at that and be like, "Oh, that's the streets. That's how, that's some tough shit." That's kind of crazy right there.
Yeah. And like you said, the guy, he took the gun from his friend.
Yeah, that's the most shocking part of the video. I seen like, God damn, like you already involved, and then when you cock it that and put one in a chamber, that's more time, and you did it in front of them. You get what I'm saying? That's almost attempted murder.
Yeah. And all 5 of them. All you got to do is catch one, and it's a wrap. I mean, you looking at all these interrogation videos going around now with these rappers. All you got to do is catch one, and
yeah, 9 times out of 10, they don't got no lawyer fees. A case like that with a public defender, that a case is going public, then you're not in the best interest in anyone. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to make example for things that scares the community.
Yeah. Man, I looked for an update on that situation. I couldn't really find one, but you're a public figure in Oakland. What do you have to say to, I don't know, maybe one of them 5 people are going to watch this interview, or a lot of the kids in Oakland are going to watch this interview. What do you have to say to them if they're watching this right now?
And I say to the kids that's in the streets, because they have to, because I don't got no control of the kids who in the streets because they want to. I was never one of them. I was in the streets because I had to. It was because of the neighborhood I grew up in. My family was in the neighborhood I grew up in since like the 1930s. I had no choice of where I was going to grow up, where friends I played with or who I associated with at the age where my circumference is kind of small. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But for the kids in Oakland, I say, take the street serious. You get what I'm saying? I always wanted to be the one who was in the streets, can relate to all of the stories, but have like a different perspective that they can look at it, because I feel like a lot of people don't really have no content other than shooting, robbing, the ops. They're not really telling, the kids that it's even grown-ups. We all have some type of emotional point that triggers that. You get what I'm saying? Like the kids in the store. So if you in the streets, look at your life as almost like a video game. Everything is a different level to get out. Every level I've been in, I've had to deal with different things. You feel what I'm saying? And, if you have a hot head out here, which my dad always said, it's going to crumble your empire. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's cool to be tough, but if you're in the streets, you really just need a gun to protect yourself. Other than that, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be creating no ops. Even if you do got ops, you still got to get money, and you got to protect yourself to get money. It costs money to go to war. It costs money for bail. It costs money for lawyers. It costs money for rental cars. It costs money to change spots. So really, when people say money ain't everything, it's different levels to that. You know what I'm saying? Because money is a tool to do other things. You know what I mean? And them other things is everything. Like how you gonna move, where you gonna stay, your freedom. You get what I'm saying? Your safety, that all of that costs money. So I tell kids, don't crash out in the streets for an image. You get what I'm saying? Because it's really not gonna pay off. You feel me? Like, let's say And them dudes, let's say we glorify no snitching, right? And the 5 dudes, they go in this case and they don't snitch on each other and they all do their 30 years and come out. What they would have got working at Walmart, you get what I'm saying, would have superseded what they would have got working in the penitentiary for 30 years. And we're going to glorify them when they come home and say, man, it's a real nigga. He didn't told he did 30 years, but we're going to skip over why they did it. You got what I'm saying? A lot of these dope boys, you know, my pops was one of them. You get what I'm saying? And he told me this. He was like, you know, they glorify us, me, you know what I'm saying? And when we break it down, he did 13 years. And he said, I really only had a 3-year run to get money at my height. You get what I'm saying? Because it works so long. You get so long to get there. You get what I'm saying? You got to build it up. You got to, you know, start from the bottom to get to the top. That take years. Then when you get to the top, 9 times out of 10, most black men can't handle that, being at the top. So that's when that's like it's almost a countdown. You know what I'm saying? And I lived through that. You know, I lived through reaching my peak of what the streets can offer me. You feel what I'm saying? It can't go anymore. And I felt the change in people. I felt the change in their feelings and emotions. I felt like even a lot of my family said, you know, they so used to me being who I was that it's hard to accept who I am if I'm not who I was. You know what I'm saying? In the past. So I can understand how many black men have felt like this is all that's left. But what I would tell everybody, like, the world is a lot bigger. You know what I'm saying? The little bubble we stay in and the things that we think about is much smaller compared to the big world. Once I start going out to the big world, you get what I'm saying? And like I said in the last interview, that $3,000 that stole and 30 years that they going to do, or if they going to do, hopefully they don't. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they, you know, the judge has some type of leniency on them that they're young juveniles, but none of that time is worth if them young dudes would have started a business and put 5 years into it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to be gangster. You get what I'm saying? They can, if they like the culture, you an example. You get what I'm saying? You started a company, you're a young black man, you invested it, you keep putting years and you grew. You know what I mean? A lot of our black men is going to take that time you did to be a millionaire to just be a quote unquote real nigga. And we really don't have no fucking definition to that. It's kind of just like, you know, you can give a dope fiend $5 at the store. He gonna say, man, you a real nigga, I love you.
Yeah.
I could be a rat. I can be a pedophile. I like kids. You get what I'm saying? I could be the worst motherfucker in the world, but I can go out and do frivolous things and be praised as a real nigga. And that's scary. You get what I'm saying? I think that's like a manipulation tool. You feel what I'm saying? The real nigga quote, because, you know, I done seen a lot of real niggas die and didn't get shit for it. But if you a rat, you know, that gets like blown up. You kind of get what I'm saying? Not saying ratting is cool, but I feel like the real nigga should be rewarded and it should be just as dramatic. You get what I'm saying? If you got 1,000 reposts of, you know, somebody who ratted, you know, and they spending their time and their energy, you know what I mean, for the people who did 10 years, did 5 years, didn't tell on their homies why 100 people can't put up $100. You get what I'm saying? And to where the culture creates some type of reward for real niggas. That's why everybody's snitching now. Because what's the reward? You got Gunna walking out with a pretty ass girl. You get what I'm saying? And the Benz and riding his cars. You got 6ix9ine. He living his life. He posting $1 million every other day. So, and the real niggas just looking broke. You know, the community ain't supporting that. You get what I'm saying? It's no reward. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, everybody should put up a pot for real niggas if that's what they doing for however long they did. Like, okay, if a nigga keeping it real and he doing 5 years, okay, well, let's put at least 100, 200 a month in this pot, his whole biz, so he got something to come home to. He can open a business. He not coming to nothing. There's no structure in that, but they gonna laugh at you for playing this game for no reward. You get what I'm saying? So me personally, you know, telling people from Oakland, like, it's not really quitting ahead and giving up. You know, once you wake up, you have some type of spiritual awakening, man, you can let this shit go. You get what I'm saying? And it's best to do it while you're ahead. before you have to leave being a snitch, being a quote unquote real nigga doing 15 years, because 90% of them niggas don't want to come home and they all tell me, I wish I never went in the streets.
Mm.
So all the young niggas start listening to them niggas and being them niggas now before you make those mistakes.
When I seen that viral video of the 5 kids in the store in Oakland, I thought about you. And then I seen your interview on the Innovators about, young Dolph. And, I see all the crime going in Oakland, and I know you're still in Oakland. You have the Lamborghinis and all the fast cars, foreign cars, supercars. And like we just said, Oakland, it ain't shit sweet, man. It ain't a lot of money, floating around for the everyday person. How do you move in Oakland? Being who you are, you're a Target. Bright orange Lamborghini. You got the Lamborghini SUVs, and how do you move now? Do you still move the same as the old cook?
Man, since like the last interview, my life like turned all the way upside down and back forward. You get what I'm saying? I was kind of, you see me, I was, at Graham's house, and, I'm always in Oakland, but, a lot of shit changed as I started maturing. That was during the time when I was doing the year of taking some things off, blowing money in the club, and, and I'm seeing the streets changing, and everybody ain't got the same vibes. You know what I'm saying? So I start backing up. So I started investing in, property. I building a house and, saying to myself, well, if I only got dirt and some wood right now, then it's not really smart for me to invest in clothes, because where I'm gonna put them. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm, every day, you got to spend money when it's things like that. So my budget went out of the streets and went into my dreams, and I saw the love change. You kind of get what I'm saying? Being a street nigga, a lot of comes with being a street nigga for other people. And I didn't see those benefits until I stopped. You're around people, man, you got the big bag of weed, everybody smoking, everybody drinking, it's all love, it's time to go to club. Like, you know what I mean? I got a couple cars, but there's only one of me. So everybody else riding, you know what I mean? We having fun, you get what I'm saying? So I could see that, how fun that could have been if even I was a part of that. You get what I'm saying? And some people would feel like, oh, well, he changing because he don't do that anymore. You get what I'm saying? And, I just kind of sharpened up on, like emotions. You get what I'm saying? Because you can tell a person all day long, no, I ain't changed. I'm the same person, but that don't got nothing to do with how they feel.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And everybody in life, you got to react on how people feel, not how you may want them to feel or how you think they feel. You kind of get what I'm saying? So once my house got done, I start enjoying it. You get what I'm saying? I start doing home shit. You get what I'm saying? I've been standing on the corner for so long, and you know what I mean? I done did all that, running from the police, and you know what I mean? Having to, hide from different shit and do different shit. I felt like it was a break. I felt like people would be proud of me, but that was a moment when I felt like, because I never really had as much problems as I had with the nice shit in the streets. It's when I start having it out the streets.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? And the detachment came. You get what I'm saying? To where you don't really feel comfortable. You kind of get what I'm saying? Because you trying to feel like, oh, I didn't know what happened yesterday. Then it start going down. I didn't know what happened last week. And it go, I didn't know what happened last month. Then 2 months and 3 months, you start to get detached on, these streets change, man. Niggas could be homies one day, next week they enemies, and niggas could be blood this day, next day they crib, you know what I'm saying? So if you don't stay in tune with that, you'll get lost, and you'll be in a jungle like a little bunny rabbit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I really just start dealing with a lot of that and start, being by myself a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people.
Are these your close peers that say you changed?
I mean, family, friends, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? People start feeling like I was rich. I don't know. They say, I'm cookie money, but money is anything. You know what I mean? When I had
Yeah.
$10,000, I felt like I was rich. My first
Yeah.
10 ball, you know what I mean? It feel kind of equivalent being older with more money. If you kind of think about it, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I didn't have no bills at that time. I'm probably staying with my mom, so that probably felt like 100,000 to me, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
that money thing, and I feel like I've been dealing with like the pressure of people using that to like mentally abuse people who strive for better.
Damn.
And people should stop that. Like, oh, well, it's okay for us to not treat you like human because you got this, or you call yourself this. That's like, if I call myself king, that means you can throw rocks at my castle.
Mm.
But if I stay a peasant, then we friends. You know what I mean? I feel like us as a culture, we need to uplift or get behind anybody who's, trying to uplift everyone. You feel what I'm saying?
In our last interview, you said something that, and it's crazy, man. I'm shedding a tear right now.
Oh shit.
This shit like therapy, man. I
Oh
needed
shit.
this.
I think I should get a plaque. I made Sean Khan shed a tear.
Nah, real talk. So it's crazy because you said something in our last interview. You said it's no sympathy for the winner. I say that every day to myself
Man, I've been living
because
that shit.
people, not to cut you off, when you get money, nobody asks you how your day is going. Nobody's checking on you. They think that because you have a little motion, or because you stay in a certain type of house or drive a certain type of car, everything's good.
Man.
Favor after favor after favor after favor. You say no one time, you a fuck nigga. They don't text you back no more. They stop watching your stories. They start gossiping. That quote that you said, there's no sympathy for the winner. Like, and for example, when Tom Brady is like, for example, Tom Brady, he won so much. When he lost, it was like, finally. Nobody cares when you're winning and you take that L.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they kind of waiting for it. You get what I'm saying? Because, again, you may feel like you winning, which you know what I told my family and even telling my friends, man, past a certain dream for yourself, it gets small. And for me to dream big, it was for all, if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? I don't think I could spend even $10 million. So with me striving to get $10 million is only to bless more people. You know what I mean? So I could be in position to help people in, bigger positions. You get what I'm saying? So like say for example, the story from, me growing up as a kid. And, I used to pay my mom a phone bill when I was young. You know what I'm saying? Because she knew I was, I want to help moms out. But in the midst of me being, a little successful young dude, I got hit by the truck and I was down for 90 days, which really, I didn't really have the money because I couldn't go outside. My leg was broke. My teeth was chipped. I had stitches in my face. So I was really bedridden. And the day I couldn't pay her phone bill, I got kicked out. You feel what I'm saying? Not even thinking about the condition that I'm physically in. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Damn, you never talked about that. So you used to not take care of your mom, but you used to help her out around the house with little odds and ends, phone bills, groceries.
Yeah.
And the day that stopped, you get kicked out.
Man, on my pops, man. And
did you tell her how that affected you?
Not really, but now I'm maturing, and I forgive her, but I don't understand, but I do understand how your first kid, probably not ready in the situation, didn't come out really good, the dad ended up going to jail. So it's kind of, I understand like the burden thing. You kind of get what I'm saying? So how I was able to forgive her is, she was frustrated, how I felt. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, I used to help her out, you know what I'm saying? Or, whatever I could, and still to this day, if you this type of person, it's never enough. You know what I mean? If you buy a Honda, you could have bought a Benz, because if you got a Benz, then, it was always, it's always crazy to me when I think about that story, is because that was before I was cookie money.
Yeah.
I was a teenager. I was 17, and when she called the police on me, and so I was even asked the police, which is, this world so fucked up. I'm like, man, I'm only 17, so in reality, if I do got money to get an apartment, and you saying I really do gotta go, what I'm supposed to do? They said we don't know. You know, at that moment, I felt like life was real, man. Like, and I swear to God, I just started ripping off my bandages and I just started walking. I didn't care. I didn't feel my leg no more. I didn't, you know what I mean? And these people don't understand how they create or make successful people like that. I
Yeah.
feel like that was the start of you have to build that heartless emotion to keep on going because it's either crumble, you know, or grow from that moment. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And shit, I left the house like back then with one shoe, and you know, I'm here from all of that. You know, I
Yeah.
felt like that was the
What
birth of this.
did your mom grow up in the streets as well, or she was kind of
No, yeah,
was it?
yeah. I mean, you know, the typical hood story. You know, she was born in the '70s, so you know, her mom was on drugs, and you know, the same story everybody got. So, you know,
Yeah.
once she met my dad, they was young and grown young, having kids. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't fault her. You know what I'm saying? I forgive. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people in the streets got worse stories. There's always everybody got a story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Cause you're really calm, you know, laid back. Is your mom the same way, or is she like?
Nah, she the opposite. Yeah, she the opposite. That's kind of like why we like, cause you know she like to party, and you know what I mean. Like, I feel like into the young girls out here, you know what I'm saying. You know, to have little sons and have little daughters, they taking away the storyline of what they doing to us. You know what I'm saying? How you said, okay, it was heroin, and then in the '60s and the '70s, '80s they had crack cocaine, and then the '90s they start hiding an agenda. And I just want to because I see this a lot, you know what I'm saying? It's women out here who rather fly out of town and go party and, you know, spend money on this image. You know, as, you know, being a, you know, bad woman out here, being a lit girl, talking to this player, talking to that player, but their kids is not benefiting off of that money. You know what I'm saying? And I want to let them people know that's almost the same as a mother on crack blowing all their money on drugs as that high of chasing that Instagram fame. Because if you're not at the home cooking, if you're not at the home providing that stability, then what makes you different than the mother on crack?
Mm.
And you're blowing more of it on that than your kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dudes, you need to start looking at that. You know what I'm saying? The same thing for the women, with the guys, with the kids. You know what I'm saying? Once I stopped doing all of that, I literally had people who was saying I wasn't lit no more because I was and you know, property. I was investing in property.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's crazy how we will get manipulated to not being smart with our
Man.
money. You get what I'm saying? I'm looking at
Yeah.
these people like, man, I'm probably worth the most I ever been in my life.
Mm.
And my community
Absolutely.
ain't even supporting it. They're telling
Absolutely.
me, you ain't, where your new watch at? You ain't bought this?
Yeah.
You get
That's
what
how they
I'm
do it.
saying? I'm like, nah, but I'm trying to tell him, like, you know, tell other people, you know what I'm saying? Do you know what that would turn into in a year or two in that?
Man.
And then
I
if
know
you
exactly where you
refinance, do you
going,
know
man.
about ELOCs? Do you know about refinances? Do you know about, you know, equity? Do you know about appraisals? Do you know about interest rates? Do you know about
Man.
mortgage rates? Do you know? These are things that I'm learning. And I actually feel, people think I'm rich, I actually feel stupid that I wasted so much time. You get what I'm saying? I had a
Yeah.
Lamborghini in my 20s. I
I
should be,
mean, you're still young though. You're
nah,
young.
that the money I
You're
wasted,
in
man.
the rap world. You're old. In the entrepreneur world, you're young as shit. We're
Yeah,
young.
yeah, well, that I think yeah, a lot. They say the one percenters of our age right now are supposed to be worth like 400 racks.
I mean, you're in the 1%.
You get what I'm saying? But you know that's cool. But the money I wasted on this
Yeah.
culture, you know what I'm saying? I should have
But you got to
bought
look
one
at like you
car.
got it out of your system. A
Yeah,
lot
I
of shit
did.
you did the shit that niggas is doing now, you did that already. You got that out your system.
Yeah.
And you got the Lamborghinis. It ain't like you fell off.
Yeah.
You know, you still, let's just say whatever. Let's just say you did fall off. You got enough to still keep up with the way you've been living.
I mean, that was the ultimate goal. My goal into rap was because I couldn't get into real estate. You know, I stumbled across that. You know, I tried to buy a house 10 years ago for 100,000 and it was worth 100,000. And I knew that house was going to be worth 500,000 in 7 years. By the time I'm 30, you know what I mean? And I'm going to flip that money, go buy another one. That was my ultimate goal, but I ended up buying a car, getting in trouble, and I had to rap and then pay my taxes for 6 years. You know, that money is, you know, not counted for, and which it ain't respected. Yeah. That's why most rappers get in that trouble, because they like, man, I'm not finna pay my taxes. I gotta keep up with this image. You get what I'm saying? Because handling your business is not praised these days. You know, and you know I spent almost like a car on that. I mean, you know, taxes. You know what I mean? Just to be in position to invest, because like, you know, they smart enough. Like, hey, you gonna pay us to get in our game, and you gonna pay us well. You get what I'm saying? As long as you pay us, you cool. And that's what every street dude should know. You get what I'm saying? It pays to be the boss, you know?
Let me ask you this. It looks like you don't really, I don't want to say you don't care about rap, but it looks like you don't take it as serious no more.
I mean, I just been focusing on real estate. You get what I'm saying? It's like, it was hard to do both. Again, I always had my own studio. So in the time of me building the house, I ain't had no studio. And I really ain't comfortable about going to studios and shit like that. I'm really like an introverted type person. It's not like that I like to, you know, that I ain't really cool with people, but I enjoy being alone. You know what I'm saying? Just me and my homie at the crib. So it feels so natural, you know? Because I be telling stories and shit. You gotta, like, even with you, I'm comfortable with you, so I could let you off from like that story from my childhood. You get what I'm saying? And I had a lot of interviews and nobody heard that. But if I feel like I fuck with you, then that shit come out. I can't be around an engineer I don't know rapping about some deep ass shit in my life. Right. Because it ain't fabricated. You know what I mean?
Now, and I'm not telling you to stop rapping, but I know you will be a damn good CEO for a rap label.
Yeah.
I feel like you have the lifestyle, the experience. You went through what a lot of these different artists they're going through today. You're a coach. I feel like if you was to, and like I said, I'm not telling you to stop rapping, because I feel like you still have a pocket. I'm looking at the payrolls and the Larry Junes and the people who don't have to rap about violence. They still have a pocket to rap.
Yeah.
But I really feel like you could put on for the Bay Area in a different way if you just become a coach.
I mean, that's what I always wanted to do. You know, my homie Elzy, who was on Be Cool, my plan was only to get our foot in the door because he rapped. You know what I'm saying? And he was the ones that made the beats. He the ones that recorded us. So our plan was, hey, look, I'm going to put the bread up. I'm going to, you know, start the Cookie Money. Was never just my name. It was the label. You get what I'm saying? It was Cookie Money, the label. So I just wanted to get him to the point where he started rapping, and, you know, and I could kind of play the backfield, but he, you know, kind of like the story. I don't know what rapper said that, like Young Jeezy, you know, and he said all his homies went to jail, and then he was like, fuck it, what I'm gonna do with all this equipment and all of this, you know what I mean? And shit. So I just started taking the rap game as the streets, you know, the Bay Area, we got the Master P game. We can be rich, you know, without having to be popular. And I like that a lot more, because I'm not a prison to having to go to parties, having to shake niggas' hands, having to say what up, bro, and do all of that shit. You know what I mean? Like, when I first started rapping, we were selling hard copies, and I had got a buzz. My first song went up. So I was selling my CDs by the boxes before streaming. You get what I'm saying? So I was just looking at that as money. I never looked at it as I was chasing fame. You get what I'm saying? I'm cool with, you know, whatever I deserve.
I fuck with Oakland. I fuck with the Bay Area. You know, and that's something that I'm open to, man. If you ever just want to become a coach and If you find an artist that you like, man, we could definitely, come together on some shit. That's really what I'm on right now. It's
Now
a
I'm
lot of
down
money in
because
music.
my vision of like, and people like, they admit it, like, you know, you kind of seen a lot of little artists start talking, not little artists, no disrespect, but younger artists. They've been saying the hyphy movement is dead, this and that, and I never wanted to, again, even with Oakland, I didn't want to come out as people think to all Oakland artists. I didn't want to come out like I'm shitting on y'all. I traveled around the world very young. I was forced to go T, and I've been in New York young. I've been down south young. I've been in Detroit 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Before this wave. And I felt the love that they gave me, that I didn't look like they typical Bay Area artist or somebody from Bay Area, the way I dress, the way I talk, my slang. So I'm like, oh, so y'all must don't really know about guys like us in the Bay. Mm-hmm. So I felt like, let me stunt real hard to show the rest of the world that, hey, we got dope boys in the Bay. You know what I'm saying? I probably am the only dope boy that really, was rapping and doing what he did to that level. You get what I'm saying? I didn't have a record out at a certain level that most rappers was at rapping with no record out. You feel what I'm saying? So I love the dope boy, the Jay-Z's, the Gucci Mans, the Young Jeezys, and I was watching them DVDs coming up, and I admired how this dude is rapping that shit. He from Atlanta, and then kids can actually see the blue Lambo that he talking about in the song. He really living that life. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like, up until I start rapping, I ain't not try to toot my own horn, that they got to see that. You know what I mean? They got to see me take my hood in the clubs and pop bottles like Meech and them with the cars lined up if they actually wanted. And that was just literally for my city. You feel what I'm saying? I wanted to show them that for my generation as well. I know we got older dudes, I know the history, but as for my generation, that's what I wanted to be.
It's been a lot of, must say, paperwork and a lot of, legal situation with rappers coming out. It's audios, it's videos, it's interrogation rooms, and from the Gunnas to the Boston Richies to it's a lot of that on the blogs right now. I mean, have you been seeing that?
Yeah.
And it looks like for the most part, a lot of people. I mean, there's people are joking and things like that, but it looks like a lot of people don't really care about these rappers, quote unquote, cooperating or dry snitching like they would 10 years ago.
Like I said, there's no reward. And 10 years ago, snitches really wasn't surviving. You wasn't seeing nobody with no name snitching even out in the streets back in the days. That was something, that, you would really get revoked for. But these days, they see people telling. And on top of that, this is a show me world where if they don't see a bunch of real niggas like doing time, like, shout out to Bobby Shmurda, but why he not bigger than 6ix9ine? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bobby Shmurda, but why the fuck Gunna music is more to be played and he did something more to stand up? Mm. You feel what I'm saying? You see how like it's kind of mentally training the kids, like, hey, you kind of get what I'm saying? They had a survey that, they had like some monkeys and shit, and you put the banana on top of like a cage and it shocked the monkeys. When if they try to go get it, they shock them and die. And then studies say after a while, the kids that those monkeys had would just learn to not to just even go try to get that shit. And that's what our culture do with realness, success, everything. We've been mentally abused, like me and you. You know what I mean? If we weren't strong enough, I know you came to many decisions to say, man, I just give all this shit up and be normal. Then it'd be easier. I mean, we would think that.
Yeah.
But that's fucked up that our community will put us in that mind state when we're trying to help so many people. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's like you're outcast if you're not doing and loving the things that we supposed to love, because the world don't want to get you. You know what I mean? Don't want to accept you, want to get bigger.
Did you see the Boston Richie interrogation video?
Yeah.
And this is a guy who, he raps a lot about women, hustling, street guy. You know, a lot of his fan base are women, but a lot of the street cats fuck with him on some fly shit, get money shit. Uh, when you seen that, what was your thoughts?
I mean, I've been in those situations. You know, my best friend got killed in front of me. You know, in my neighborhood, and you know, I still, you know, not that I, you know, promote people like, you know, supporting violence. You kind of get what I'm saying? Because violence not cool. But if you live in a certain life, then you do kind of abide by certain rules. And at that time, I wasn't, quote unquote, no real street nigga. I was a teenager. You get what I'm saying? I didn't know really the rules, and I didn't feel like I was paid enough at that time to be abiding by no rules. But my mentality just at that time is I'm not talking to no police and telling them what happened. You get what I'm saying? And as just if you live in that life, that's just something that should just be in you. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to explain what happened. I don't want to talk. So it kind of made me feel bad because, you know, at them moments, you have to actually move like a criminal. You know what I mean? I got to run. I got to leave. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not going to stay and say, you know, I don't want to talk. You know? So I feel like just by him talking, he has the right to not even be on the camera. Unless he's in jail, he just could go in jail. So, you know, but I understand, you know, he probably was a confused little kid, you know, and, you know, people grow up. But me personally, I feel like if it's in you, it's in you. You know, if you tattletale when you're a little kid, you kind of likely probably gonna tell when you get to a grown man, because it's kind of the same thing. It's like a mentality, you know, and that's how people should look at it. The squares in the world, they should stop emphasizing he's a rat, he's a this, if you haven't really been in a situation where ratting affects your life. You know what I mean? People told on my daddy, and, you know, I lost a father from people talking, and, you know, I deal with that in my life. So I probably have the right to have an emotion about it. But if you're not in that life, people should stop putting that extra pressure on street people who's not even street people. You get what I'm saying? Oh, well, Boston Rich, you're ratting. If kind of like if you're a square, you shouldn't even be worried about it. It's not your life.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? It shouldn't be a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody want to bust your head because you called them a rat, you're going to tell too. You got to immediately switch and say, oh, no, I'm not back. You know what I mean? I'm a square. So why are you speaking on street business? Because I do know some rats that'll bust your goddamn head. You get what I'm saying? And they, you know what I mean? They don't give a fuck. So you can't say they ain't gangsters. So, you know, it's best you just mind your goddamn business.
So you as a kid, you were physically there when your friend was killed?
Yeah, I seen the blood shoot out his eyes and everything.
Oh my God. How far? Like how many feet away were you from this?
We was right there. We was all talking.
Like you could reach him, like touch him. You could physically touch him.
I tried to pick him up, and then that's when I learned about pressure points, and that's what made the blood, like, it squirted out like a faucet. I had to put him back down because I knew that we couldn't drive him to the hospital.
And this was in your neighborhood?
Yeah.
And what y'all are y'all in a car, or y'all standing on the street?
Nah, we was chilling. It's a closed case, so again, I ain't snitching. Like it was like
yeah. I ain't trying to put you in.
It was like some homie shit. He actually turned himself in. You feel what I'm saying? After he did it, it was like, you know, just like some tragic accident type shit. You get what I'm saying?
So y'all are standing up, right?
Yeah.
Talking to each other.
Yeah. Like, you know, like a group of people. You feel what I'm saying?
Huh?
Like a group of people in a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is this broad day or nighttime?
Yeah. He spent. It was early in the morning. He spent it at my house, and he wanted to go to Waterworld, and I was like, man, let me just go stop in the hood first, and then that happened. So we didn't go to Waterworld.
And is this like a drive-by or somebody ran up on foot?
Nah, it was like homies got into a heated argument, and you know, like I said at that time, we were so young, we didn't know about drilling. You know, of course, we doing what we was doing, we had to protect ourselves. But you know, that was probably everybody eye-awakening moment at that time. Like, man, guns really kill people. You get what I'm saying? So, not like we really didn't know. You get what I'm saying?
And both of these guys are your friends, and while y'all were in a circle talking.
Yeah. We all grew up in the same neighborhood.
And tempers flare. People, they're angry. Are you trying to like calm it down or?
Man, it happened so fast that you get what I'm saying. I don't know. All I heard was by the time I don't know. Everybody's talking, so all I heard was a shot, and then I seen him. I didn't actually even see anything really. I was like, talking to other people.
Yeah.
The shot just made me be like, oh, by that time, I don't really, I just tried to go help him.
You're not uncomfortable about talking about this, are you? Because I don't want to.
Nah. Like,
oh, okay.
It's this is it's something over with. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it was like homie type shit. Like the dude, he already did his time. Like he stood up for it. You know what I mean? Like it was just a sad situation.
What was it over money? Was it over a girl?
I honestly really don't. We were so young. I honestly don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like it was even on purpose. Honestly, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
are y'all still friends today?
I don't even know where dude at. I don't know. Ever since he went to jail, yeah.
Did that make you look at life differently?
Man, yeah. It made me look at everything different. That was kind of like I don't know if that was before or after I got kicked out, but like I said, every situation was a step to a realization of either crumble, because again, like my grandparents stayed in the neighborhood. I had to, still be there. You know what I mean? So it ain't nowhere I can, go for too long. Had to continue growing up.
Man, I mean, it's just crazy. One minute he's there, y'all are talking, and the next minute is just like, no more.
Summer vacation, he was about to graduate the next year, so he didn't really, and that's why, that's another, thing that made me stunt so hard. I felt like I gotta go hard. You get what I'm saying? Because, that even though that happened, so long ago, I still carry that, guilt. Like I'm responsible for that. You know what I'm saying? If he wasn't with me, and probably like a month after that, I probably just sat in the room, just staring at myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it made me hate those words. If, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but, and because. Because for a whole month straight, I was reciting those, and it got me nothing. And after that month, I said, I'm gonna live my life. It is what it is. I'm not even gonna speak those words. That was like sin to me. But I should do this. If I could do this, I should have did this. I could have did. I hate even people who talk like that now, because life taught me shit real. You don't know what you want to
do. When the police questioned you about that, did they try to spin it like you had something to do with it?
They never got a chance to.
So you weren't for none of that.
Nah, you ain't finna 1090 Jake ain't finna get no video of me. Soon as I blow up, motherfucker, they had that motherfucker come out so goddamn fast. They waiting for something on me too. So hell nah, I can't even get close to that shit. Even if I was in there saying some real shit and said they'll spin it and take the mic off, as long as they got me on camera, I shouldn't even been in the room. They waiting to get me like that. I'm cool.
You said you think your haters they preying on your downfall?
I mean, it's not preying on nobody's downfall. It's just like, you know what I mean? I mean, the downfalls is entertaining too, And that's another thing I want to tell people, women and men, you get applauded for going down just as well as going up, and pay attention to which one you doing. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, you got some people that's jealous. That just comes with, that comes with success. You got, how many of, other vlogs and shit try to compete with you, talk shit about you, I just posted that the other day. It's in 48 Laws of Power. Robert Greene said, raising your power, it fuels insecurities in others. You know what I mean? There's nothing you can do about that, because your own people will be like, well, while I'm not doing that, why didn't make that decision,
Yeah. I interviewed Bandman Kevo, good friend of mine, very entertaining dude. That's my guy. And he revealed that he pays for for coochie.
Mm.
Um, the most he ever paid was 12,000. That was a celebrity. But on average, if he's not really into a girl, but he wants to smack, he'll pay around 2-3,000. Is that because I know the Bay is all about being player. Is that considered player, or is that being a simp or a trick?
Man, how I was raised, I feel like that's tricking. If you just actually paying her for that. I mean, but I feel like if you're a player, you tell her, hey, I'm finna fly you out and we finna go out to dinner or something, but the actual hand to hand exchange, money for sex, that's a business at that point. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know, but whatever floats those boats these days, and me, I kind of understand but don't understand because me being a natural man, I can see the difference. So like it makes me I don't even like I'm not even attracted to them women that have that mentality.
Mm.
So maybe that's something inside the man. Because once I see a woman has that type of mentality, I'm like, I don't even really like you. Not even enough to date you for free. You kind of get what I'm saying because
Absolutely,
you have no
absolutely.
substance. You get what I'm saying? But some guys are just looking for a good time, which I respect them too. Like, hey man, I really don't care about how a girl think, what's her credit score, how big her house is, you know what I mean? What's her business plans? Is she independent? You know what I mean? They probably that those things start turning me on as I get older. You get what I'm saying? The fly shit, the Instagram pics that's, for whoever like it. You know what I'm saying?
He in his defense, it was time is money. She wants money. I want to bust a nut. We're really not into each other. I can save time if I'm honest with her, and I'll tell her what I want.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, if you had a lot of women in your life, then even it's like quality over quantity. The experience of busting a stupid nut. You know, I think men ain't really vocal about that. Like, you know, but I'm vocal about that. You know what I mean? Like men feel used and abused too. At a younger age, as a teenager, I used to be wild and like, me growing up, I didn't want to like, I start feeling like I was abusing myself. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like, I feel like young dudes, man, y'all should let alone forget the tricking part, but start treating what you got like gold too.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, feel
Yep.
like you got something to offer too, because we devalue ourselves so much for a woman to come at you like that. You get what
Mm.
I'm saying? Why you don't got enough nuts to ask her what she got too? Especially if you a high value man and you got this kind of car, you got this kind of house, you going down all the checklist of what she want of a man, and you have no nuts to have no checklist at all. You know what I mean? She can wear a $3, you know what I mean, a Target shirt, and you feel me, a motherfucking, ride in a Honda, but if she can require all that out of you, that's not fair. You get what I'm saying? And as a man, you should be comfortable by yourself if she don't have that. You get what I'm saying? Because me spiritually, I would think that if you keep fucking on broke bitches, you get broke energy.
Mm.
You kind of get what I'm saying? And it stops the energy of a value woman. I think they can just smell that shit in the air. Like, he
Mm.
fuck broke bitches. They must got like a special radar. You feel what
Mm.
I'm saying? Because when you like do that semen redemption type of shit, you see it's true. Women really be attracted to you like from nowhere. You get what
Mm.
I'm saying? Because they can feel your masculinity. It's kind of like nature, mating. You know what I'm saying?
That's real game, man. Y'all heard it here first. Cookie Money ain't paying for none of that.
I ain't, but I'm not a gentleman. You know what I mean? I take a
Yeah.
girl out to eat. You feel me? We could do stuff, but the dinner is supposed to mean something as well. You feel me? After you take the picture of the food, if you got the lobster, the $200 meal, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Because you know how stupid two urban people look in a restaurant. Everybody else talking about business, and after picture taken, there's no conversation. Two people on their phone. That just don't look good. You get what
Mm.
I'm saying? Can we talk about our plans? You get what I'm saying? Because at a certain age, it should be more just eating and having sex. That's the basics. You did that when you was a kid. You should grow out of that. or add, not grow out of it, but add to eat and have sex, start a business, or you know what I mean, things like
Yeah.
that. Invest, study, learn together, anything.
Yeah. In our last interview, you said most street guys don't have 100K. And a lot of people, I thought a lot of people I thought the response was gonna be different. A lot of people agree with that. And a lot of people say shit, a lot of street guys don't have 10K.
Man, it was so hard for me to get 10K in the street. I ain't lying. 10K
Mm.
in the streets, standing on the corner. Think about it. Then you got people begging. This is what starts the problems. All my niggas from the streets gonna understand this. If you at 1 ounce, right, and you sell that whole ounce, and you may say you doubled your money, not spending any money, not gonna go buy not even a pair of Jordans, not even gonna go loan your mama $50. This is real free game right here. If you loan your mom $50 or say, man, I'm a real nigga, I sold 1 zip, I'm gonna give my mama 100, but I can't go buy 2 after I sold this 1. You kind of get what I'm saying? So if you give
Yeah,
your mom
yeah.
100 and try to do the right thing, then you still stuck at 1. And every time you repeat the same, as me in my life, I played it like a video game. Every time you repeat that same level, you taking like an extra man off of your life and you extending your time in the streets. Because once you get to a certain amount of weight, you don't have to stand outside. You get what I'm saying? So they will call a person stingy if you say, well, no, I don't have no money until I get to 16. But people actually seeing you make money and they're counting your pockets and they saying, well, you have enough to give me. And I know you're an entrepreneur. You know that I don't have to get enough to give because I've just put all of it in my investment.
Yeah.
So imagine going through, I could see that what raised me to get kicked out because I'm trying to do this 16 times.
Yeah.
Then once I'm 16 times, I'm gonna be straight enough. I might can loan you 500 and it don't hurt me.
Yep.
But if I loan you 500 now, I keep getting stuck at this level and I don't know how long it's gonna take me to get out.
Now you on a hamster wheel.
Now I'm on a hamster wheel, you know what I mean? You would have a dude, be at 2 zips for 2 years. Because okay, when I sell my 2 zips, I'm gonna get my drink on Friday and then I'm gonna get my outfit and I'm gonna go to this same club and I'm gonna turn up and then once that get low, I'm gonna get my 2 zips again. And I seen that growing up in the streets. I'm like, nah, again, my friend died. This is a countdown. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if people look at that as wrong, right, real or fake, but I didn't plan to stay in the streets my whole life. That was never a goal of mine.
There was a whole argument on Twitter about guys who sell weed. And this is not us knocking nobody's hustle. I got a whole weed farm. But a lot of these girls were arguing with these guys on Twitter saying that guys who nickel and dime weed, they never really have the money that they want. Do you agree with that?
Hell yeah, back to what you're saying, to your question about the 10,000 and 100. If you're not using that money to do other stuff with it, either doubling it up a lot and then using that to invest in other things, then eventually, yes, you would be on a hamster wheel. But like I said, it's not about what you do, it's how you do it. If you have a plan with it, it's people who can sell cans and pass you up. It's not actually what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But weed is a comfortable drug and it's fun selling it. It's not that dangerous. That's why so many people do it. It's not a real cutthroat industry. You get to smoke and have friends. So I know a lot of these new people that sell weed. A lot of them do it and don't be making that much money just because it's fun. They'll buy a pound for $2,000 and sell it for $2,200 and feel like they're making something because they like to socialize with the rappers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what kind of killed the market in weed. Everybody undercutting each other. You kind of get what I'm saying? And, it killed the prices.
How much do you spend on weed a week?
I've been smoking a lot less lately. So, I don't know. I probably only smoke maybe about an eighth to a quarter a day. So, it's not that much.
How much is that a day?
Well, probably about $50.
$50 a day?
Yeah. I mean, because me going to different places where you can't smoke and doing different things in my life, I start having to, cut back, even smelling like it, going to go meeting certain people, you know what I mean? And, in the other world I've been into, So It kind of helped me notice I don't need it that much.
That's about $18,000 to $19,000 a year.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than, you know, because I feel like I calm myself down and I spend it on other stuff if it wasn't for that. So I feel
Yeah.
like it's a safety thing for me.
Have you ever like sip lean and shit like that?
Hell yeah.
You
Yeah.
still do that?
Nah.
What made you stop?
Man, my all the syrup sippers, like my throat start getting thick. Like you can't swallow. Like if you drink so much. I think it's like you know how people swallow their tongue? It's
Yeah.
like it's almost like a seizure damn near. But it's like you have to drink a lot of water, you almost can't breathe. I started having a lot of them moments and start spending money. I was sipping lean when it was like $40 for a Gerber. Then once you start getting like right now, I think my little homie said it was like $250 for an ounce. I'm like,
Dang.
I don't care how much, I like how it tastes and all of that. That's a lot of money for an ounce of, lean, you know.
What city has the best weed?
The Bay Area.
I hear that a lot.
That's for
Seattle
sure.
too. Seattle too.
Yeah, I mean LA they good with certain strands. Like they got like OG and Kush. Like we could never master that strand. So like they the top dogs of that. But that's like is the fruity flavors. It all depends on what you want because we got some people that don't like Bay Area weed. You got some people don't like LA weed based on how they was raised. But fruity, colorful flavors, the purple and that it was in the Bay Area. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Before we get out of here, Rallo Rodriguez, he just spoke out saying that he spends about 200,000 a year on lean.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Liquid heroin.
Yeah. I mean, that's what made me, and then I don't judge, because whatever my habits was, it once again, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. 200,000 spent is 200,000 spent. We can't judge him on how he spends his 200,000. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is we all could look at that money and break it down. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, for him even looking at it, he's waking up. Obviously, he's saying it for a reason. If he didn't care, he'd just be like, keep on running it up. But
Yeah.
now he can look at it as, man, next year I'm only spending 100,000 on lean, and I'm buying a house with the other 100,000 because at least I know I can spend 200,000.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm just saying, like, the smart thing to do because you can't, man, this street shit is real, man. You can't, I mean, it's hard to cope with. You know what I mean? You losing homies, people going to jail, people telling on you. You get what I'm saying? People switching up on you. You don't know what, you don't know what people going through mentally. We don't got no therapists out here. You get what I'm saying?
Hey, man, hell of an interview. Real emotional for me because I feel like we share a lot of the same struggles. This year, I do want to do business with you. I don't know what. I don't know if it's going to be music with you. I don't know if we're going to go 50-50 on a younger artist that's doing this thing in the Bay Area. I don't know if it's going to be the weed farm. I don't know if it's going to be real estate. But I want to do business with you, man.
Man, I told you last interview, man. I'm in my this probably the with the beginning to real estate and me investing in it and having enough money into it to care about. This is probably the first time where I can say I'm actually not 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So the severity of the transformation, it's been getting to me because, like I said, people can tell. I'm not on that or I'm not the same person. So like that's all I'm motivated to do.
Even if it's an apartment complex or something, I want to do business with you because I feel like you understand the patience. A lot of people, they get a little money and and one thing, you've been having money.
Yeah.
So it's like you understand the patience of it, the return of investment. It's a lot of things we could do together.
I mean, because at the end of the day, we want to teach from me personally, which I want to, just my blessing, whether I get paid for it or not. I want to be the street version of financial literacy to these people to tell them, man, it's not that hard to make it out the mud. You can get you a LLC, legitimize your company, pay your taxes, and then you're a citizen. Then you use that to get to real estate. And after you get to real estate, you use that, start looking at the TV commercials they got.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I come from YouTube University when it comes to this shit.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I
Yep.
just was looking at a whole bunch of shit, say, oh, this how this work. This is what I should do. You know, some of it be bullshit, some of it don't. But, you know, again, dividing your time the same way Rollo we goes split the 200 in half. Take 4 hours of getting off Instagram and learn some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then get on Instagram after the 4 hours that you learn some shit. You get what I'm saying? It's like a win-win situation. Yeah. Just divide your time. You know what I'm saying?
All of the cars that you got or ever had, which one is the one the one where as though you're feeling yourself that day, you just want to drive around, you feeling good, you know, the car turn heads. Which car is that car?
Man, it'd be like the teenager cars when I didn't have the name of having money. I just had it at first. So you didn't get the, you know what I mean, the type of hate when it's like he been doing it. You know what I mean? When I first did it. So, you know, it's crazy to say. I would say my first, you know, orange cars, you know, just with the paint on it, probably a $10,000-$15,000 car. I was the happiest in. And then I would tell you now that the newest Lamborghinis I feel the worst in. You get what I'm saying? Daggone, people changing on. You get what I'm saying? It's the loneliest fucking them motherfuckers. You know what I mean? They stay with no miles. I think my truck got 1,000 miles on it.
The SUV?
Yeah, it's like where I'm gonna go. You get what I'm saying? What I'm gonna do? It ain't like you get what I'm. It's like, you know, a transformation. But I understand it. You know what I mean? It's part of growing up.